morning. I'm Pastor Carl, and welcome to Morning Devotions. I'm doing for devotions this morning, I'm sharing something that I pondered and thought about and prayed about in my own personal devotion several days back. I'm reading through the Gospel of John, and the Gospel of John has 7 signs in the middle sections that talk about specific healings and miracles that Jesus did. And here's one of them. It's in John chapter 5, and it's entitled in my Bible, The Healing at the Pool. Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem, near the sheep gate, a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Go, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. You know, one of the key verses to understanding the Gospel of John is not actually in this chapter, but chapter 10. Chapter 10, verse 10, I believe. And in that, Jesus says, "I've come that you might have life and have it in full." Quite honestly, it's where we get our mission statement, inviting people to discover their full life in Christ. The key there is a full life is found in our relationship with Jesus. And I think the story in chapter 5 really indicates it. Here this poor man is looking for something that would give him a better life. That if he got into this pool when the water was stirring, that he might be healed or at least feel a little better, but he couldn't do it. You know, Jesus comes up and surprises the man and says, "Pick up your mat and walk." And that really says, I think, two things, at least for my life and for anyone who follows Jesus. First, that a lot of times we look for our full life in other places. We're focused on other areas. You know, my life would be great if I had this relationship, or I made this much money, or I had this type of job. And in reality, a full life always starts with our relationship with Jesus. My wife and I were talking about a conference she recently attended, and the conference person asked them to list a number of areas in their life, family, profession, involvement in the community, and one of them was spirituality. And the conference person said, pick the area of your life that you think would most influence the other areas. And my wife told me that after she thought about it, she said, you know, I picked the spiritual because my relationship with Jesus can influence every other area of my life deeply. That's the first thing I noticed about it. The second thing I noticed about this reading, and it actually continues, is that the man ends up getting in trouble. He picks up his mat and walks. The only problem is even though Jesus told him, the authorities forbid any kind of work on the Sabbath, the temple authorities. And so they started hassling the man. And that just says to me that even as we live our Christian life, we're still going to have struggles and troubles. I guess struggles is putting struggles and troubles together. We're still going to have those things. But again, the key is to keep our relationship with Jesus close and to nurture that, because he will bring us through every one of those troubles or struggles. Well, that's all I've got today. So, be hope-filled. Stay strong. and God bless.